So today I am basically finalizing the guest list for the wedding, and it's becoming so stressful because it's always difficult to put everybody, like to place everyone, because you obviously want to put family together, you want to put friends together, you want to put your church people together and your colleagues together. And yeah, if you have limited tables and maybe with the colleagues there's only 4 coming, then you can't have a table of just 4 people when other people can fit there, for example. This is the tricky time for the couple and myself as well, because I definitely understand. So I use this software called Canva. I'm sure everyone is aware of it. I obviously pay for it. I think it's 110 Rand, somewhere there. So because I'm designing the stuff myself for events, this is the most easiest software to use. It's very user friendly. I would advise it for any small business as well, not just in events. Okay, so I've designed a menu. I'm just a little bit, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I'm a little, I don't know where to place this. But yeah, like I've had to cut out so much stuff because it won't fit, and I want the font size to be big enough for the guests to see. And then the second part of it is the table numbers, which I'm happy with. I think I can work with this. This is for 4 tables that I need to send to the printing company, but I think I'm happy with this. So I send this to my vendors to basically say what I'm hiring, because I really hate it when people bring the wrong thing. That's done. So this is a seating chart design. Definitely my signature look. I actually thought I was just gonna stick to this like for all my seating charts, but no, actually I don't think I'm gonna do that. But this is essentially how sleek it's gonna be. And then for the menu, there's a design that we have. I don't know if I have a picture. Let me see if I have a picture of it somewhere. There you go. So this is how I want it to look. Except here, I want this part to be the menu and this part to be the table number. And then just put it on 4 tables. It works out cheaper because at least then you don't have to print out 40 or 60 menus. Okay, so there's my designs for it that I still need to send to the printers. I'm just still a little not sure with this part. I'm gonna wait for my partner to see, because he's a better graphic designer than I am, to see where I should actually place this, or does this even make sense. My business card, for example, I actually designed it on Canva, and then I get it printed at the printing shop that I use. Here's an example of some of this admin that I respond to. It's someone who wants to hire a easel stand, so I just did a quotation on that. Okay, now I'm gonna respond to it. I already did the quote. I think I'll show you where I do my quotes, because it's just easier to keep track of what money got into the year that I can send to my accountant. Okay, so everything's attached and it's ready to send. What are these called?
Adenolia. 90 for 10. 180 for 20.
180 for 20.
For 20.
For 20 rand.
Malinla.
What's the time? Anytime from there. That's a smile. Somebody on our first date, maybe.
Hey bo.
Serious?
Yung pasal ang flower.
Yo,
Every time
whenever we meet up, you'll be getting flowers.
I need.
Just wait a bit.
I'm sure it's going to be this for the one plant and then the other plant. So I must buy 6 like.
And then here's the... Do you usually buy it here?
It's 260 for 20.
We should have brought your tripod, yes. Or didn't we? Yeah. Look to the camera, look to the... Mo is a...
We're gonna get into it. So it started in the summer of December 2023, and I got my client. I mean, I've previously done something for her, so she came back, and we've been talking for a while. I quoted her in November, maybe beginning of November, right? But she came in October, and we went for the viewing that she actually saw in the beginning of this vlog. I don't know where to start. Like, I'm a bad storyteller. My friends will tell you. So let me start with the vendors, right? She wanted like a very elegant with lots of candles and these certain type of chairs, and you know, which I didn't have enough of, right? Because it was for 40 people. I decided, let me actually just hire that out from another vendor instead of and that person's closer because they're based in Midrand. So I hire out the chairs and the glasses because she has like these really high-end glasses that I could not afford to buy at that time, especially for 40, right? But everything else went well. My candle lady came through. Like everything was fine. The flowers were great. Everything was perfect, right? My truck driver cancels the night before, so he sends me a message saying that he is, I don't know whatever his excuse was, and then basically told me that no, someone else will come tomorrow, right? And this someone else I actually didn't want, and I had told him that I don't want to use this guy again because he was late, like for the one event that I had to do. You know, it really sucks when you plan things on your side and like someone else ruins it for you, you know, and it's something so stupid like transporting the damn, sorry. Fine, we wait for this guy. I called the guy on that night and I'm like, please come at 6. I actually didn't even know it's the same guy because as soon as he annoyed me, I deleted his number, hoping that I'll never see him again, which I should have just kept the number to remember. This guy comes at, I think he was supposed to come at 5 or half 5. We were supposed to leave at 6 to get there at 7 because it's like an hour's drive. But I think with no traffic, plus the wedding was on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but it was like during the week. There wasn't much traffic because it was December and a lot of people were already on leave. This guy comes at half 6. So this guy's been quiet the whole time. So just imagine from where my storage is, going to Midrand, going to the venue, right? And when you know your car, you drive your car, and you don't know that you're out of petrol, right? So the petrol finishes on our way. Now we're in Mamelodi. And I asked him, why didn't you say? Like, we've passed so many garages. Guy forces still. And there's like no garage. Like we're literally close to the venue, but like the stress is what if he runs out of petrol when we get to the venue? Like it's one of those wedding venues where like there's no garage. Like it's just hard to get by. Like you can't do anything type of thing. So I also would have preferred that he poured petrol before we went. We're trying to look for the garage. This guy's like forcing his last, I guess the one in the reserve or whatever. The car eventually stops the truck eventually stops in Mamelodi. And then the husband calls me because now we're supposed to, I think I was 15 minutes late by then. And he's asking if everything's good. And guys, I couldn't have said, I really could have been honest, but I also thought it's something that was going to be sorted out like in a space of 10 minutes. So I was just like, no, we're stuck in traffic, which we were. There was actually traffic in Mamelodi anyway. I don't know why, but there was traffic. So we had to ask, there were like queue marshals there in Mamelodi, where he asked where can he get petrol, and this guy, Ukombe, so far, yeah. And then that's when I knew that anyway, the guy's gone. He went to go get petrol, and now I'm thinking how it's 7. Normally, guys, my suppliers are so early that they sometimes get there before me, or like maybe we just like 5 minutes apart or whatever. So hey, Mina, I'm confused, Guti. What's happening? Like, why aren't they calling me? You know? So I actually send a message first because I really didn't expect them to behave the way that they behaved that day. So I actually sent a message and I was like, hey, please let me know when you get there. Like I had acknowledged that they're late, but I wasn't making a big deal because I was also late, right? The client calls again and says, your staff is here and they want to get things done, but the truck that has whatever's supposed to be happening is not here, right? And this guy is not supposed to be stressing about these things, you know? So I really felt bad, but like it was really out of my control. Now I'm trying to get a hold of these people because they have the chairs, they have the glasses, they have the tablecloths, because I liked the tablecloths. what else did they have? They had the table numbers because I ended up hiring from them, and they had the plinths, which yes, I should have just brought my own things. But yeah, actually let's actually go through the messages. Okay, I'm not gonna say the events group because we've already sorted it out. So I did the payment on the 10th, which was the Sunday, and they said to me, when can they deliver? And I said 7 a.m. The ceremony starts at 9. Can't we deliver today, which was the Sunday, right? So I guess the wedding was on a Monday. No. The wedding was on the 12th, so it was on a Tuesday. So they wanted to deliver 2 days before, which some venues don't allow. And I wish they did because I wouldn't be in this situation. I asked them to get this. Yeah, so I asked them to hire that, which was still fine. It was gonna work, and I asked them to put in the invoice. And yes, so the 12th, I sent a message and I said, let me know when you guys are here. Okay, I call at 20 past. They're running late. They'll help you set up. Which I was like, okay, cool. If I need more hands, if I get more hands, that's fine. So I'm like, thank you, appreciate it. Where did they deliver the chairs? And she's like, oh, I'm asking them. This is like 5 to 8. We should have been like close to done setting up by now. So she was like, oh, they're on their way. Have they not delivered yet? I am calling now because it's like 7:30. And basically they're an hour and a half late. He gives me the driver's number. So I'm busy calling, this lady's not answering. Like, yeah. They give me 2 different numbers. I call them, their phones are off. I called. So I've been communicating. So they're supposed to deliver at 7. And I've been communicating with them since 7, 8, 9. And by 9, I'm pissed off, right? 10, guys. So luckily the ceremony, as in like the church or the, what is it when you guys get married? Yeah, that was happening at 9. So the lunch was only going to be at 11, I think, right? Or they were going to start sitting at the reception at 10. I'm sending capital letters. I've called about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. She's not answering. And guess what she says to me? She's like, hi, Sissy. I can't answer. I'm at a meeting. To the wedding. So I'm like, in capital letters, the wedding has started. You guys are basically 3 hours late. And she's like, she's in a meeting. They're 5 minutes away. Guys, you can't tell me you're in a meeting when I've paid you so much money to come at a certain time. And this thing needs to happen today, right? So I'm like, please give me your other driver's numbers. And she's like, she gave me another one. They should be together. So they came at 11:15. Ugh, can't even see. And then I sent a picture because the plinths that they delivered was not what I ordered. Like, I wasn't happy with it, so I sent a picture and said I'm not using that. And like, we never spoke like since, right? Okay, not since, but like we never spoke that day. So when they delivered the chairs and all of that, we set up quickly, we did the stuff, and actually she was not even calling. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna address this when I get home, right? And then we do the event. Some of the stuff was missing, yeah. I'm now so pissed off thinking, let me actually go home with this equipment because I need my refund and I didn't think I was going to get it, So I really thought, actually, let me go home with their stuff. So until they refund me, they can get their stuff. I was actually willing to get that low, But yeah, one of my staff members was like, one of my team members was just like, girl, it's okay, like, just let it go. I'm sure there's another way that you can address this. Also, some of the stuff was not going to fit in our truck. That's also one of the reasons why I decided, let me just let it go. So yeah, that's what happened with me. I can't express how much that event shook me. Like, I never ever want to try out new suppliers. And the thing is, like, I know them. Like, I've seen them at events. I've bumped into them. We've done the same events. Like, I wasn't really expecting, like, appalling service, you know. I was just not understanding why aren't they calling me back, because then it's the next day now. Like, also the next day I had to go to take my daughter to theater to get like some procedure done. So like, you know, they sent a message. No, I actually sent them a message, because now I'm thinking, hey bo, so this lady's just gonna keep quiet. Like, is she really gonna get away? I think I spent about 9,000 to 10,000 paying for this. Like, does she think that I was okay with her service, right? And she responds and she's like, really apologize. I don't have words with how disappointed I am. Let me know what we can refund. And I say my amount, and she's like, can we keep it as credit for future hire? I'm like, I don't need to use your services again. I need a refund. Like, there's no way you can ruin my event like that and I'd want to hire you again. Like, you get me? So I'm like, no, I don't. Basically, in a nutshell, I just said, I don't want that credit. I want you to give me a refund. So she's like, what are we refunding on our side? I'm like, money. And I say the amount, and she's like, okay, she's gonna address it with the owner. This lady keeps quiet the whole day, and I'm like waiting for feedback. Like, I want money so I can refund my client, because so one of my clause, and thank God, like, I had introduced that clause by then, is that I charge like a coordination fee, right? So it's like for coordinating the whole event, and that's the amounts that I can basically what's the word, I can refund. Yeah, so that's the amount that I can refund you, but in terms of like the paid for transport, staff, chairs, the glasses, like all of that stuff, like I can't refund you on that, because you already used it, you know. Unless the event didn't happen, then obviously I can refund you, you know, the whole amount. So there's a coordination fee that I had to refund, which I did. And yeah, like, the experience was really horrible. Oh no, before I refunded, or before I even got the refund money, they didn't get back to me at all. Like, they didn't get back to me. And now I'm like, okay, clearly I need to take this to social media or something, because how else do people respond to you if they like put on blast, right? And I really didn't want to get there. Like, I never want to be that person, and I don't want that happening to me. So that's why I was like, you know what, now that I found out that you're actually not the owner of the company, let me get hold of the owner. So I went onto social media again and basically checked out all the numbers that they have, and I called those numbers, because now I started thinking that maybe this girl actually messed up, and like, she's been trying to find a way to hide it, right? And she was hoping that I was not gonna get back, which was ridiculous, because who wouldn't go back and want their money, right? So I get a number and I call, and I obviously address that I actually, at this point, I don't even want to tell you the story. Can I just speak to the manager? I mean, the owner. And I think it was the office manager, and she was like, oh no, I think they were actually busy. Actually, I don't want to talk about it, because then maybe you might know which company it is. But like, I know they were busy with something, like for a production setup, like yeah. I got hold of the office manager. Obviously asked me to send my invoice, my proof of payment, which event it was, what equipment it was, all of that, and I sent it. And they said, okay, the owner is gonna call me, because I was just like, I don't want to talk to anyone else, I want to talk to the owner before it gets ugly, basically. Which, guys, I was really dreading that. Like, I didn't have energy to even fight, but like, I had to do it, you know. The owner calls me, and she obviously now was told what happened and whatever, and she was saying that I think this person actually messed up and she tried to fix it, which I always tell them that, like, if you mess up, please just be honest so we can fix it quicker, which she didn't do. And I'm so sorry. I can imagine having to wait 3 hours for your equipment. You probably thought they were not gonna come and they came with wrong stuff, you know, all of that stuff. And shame, she refunded me and sent me proof of payment, and I refunded my client. And yeah, so luckily it didn't need to get nasty. Yeah, so that's what happened with that event. And oh man, I'm so mad because, you know, it was my first wedding and it was stunning. Like, it was still beautiful. The only thing, like I said, I was not happy with the lighting of the area, so I was gonna bring lighting, you know, for the pictures. So the pictures didn't even come out great, but I'll share them if I can get them, you know. Didn't even share it on social media because for me it's not my best work. I know I could do better, and it was not my fault on top of that. So it was just pictures gone to waste, you know, for my portfolio. Also, I just need to mention that, like, I was really happy with how grateful with how my clients, guys, I feel like I've been doing this for long, but like, I've stopped watching makeup videos, mainly because I think I've gotten to a point where I sort of like a certain type of makeup, and it's this, because I don't really have a routine. I'm sure you guys saw. Let me just triple check that this is covered so I don't look two-toned. Also, I think I need to change foundations because this is, I don't know if it's light. Like, you guys will let me know if it actually suits my skin, but I think it does. If we're looking with regards to like my actual skin tone on my body, I think it does. I probably just went a few shades down in my face. I like my brows done like this. I don't like perfectly made brows. I like them bushy. I like them in one direction, obviously. Guys, when I'm not doing well, I sort of don't talk. Like, I sort of keep quiet, like for a day or two or a week, whatever. I think that's what I did. But when I eventually told my mom about it, she was just like, girl, these things are gonna happen. Better sooner than later, you know, like, not, yeah, like, just get used to it. Just know that these things happen, and like, you learn from them, which I obviously did. I obviously did, because, guys, I think I made my makeup worse. Maybe I didn't, whatever. I'm actually rushing for this function that I'm going to, and luckily it's Polile vibes, because I don't want to wear heels. I don't care for events like that anymore. It's nice like once in a while, but like, truly, I just want to be comfortable and I want to be indoors. So it is an indoor event. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else are we doing. Mascara. And yeah, so I just shared in my books, one of my biggest sort of failures in events. And failures, like, when I say failure, right, I mean that I made a mistake using this vendor, even though it was out of my control, obviously, but it is a fail in my books, you know. It did obviously change maybe the perception of my client about my delivery. But she was really, really, really nice. Her and her husband. I'm really happy that at least I got those sort of clients, because if I had like difficult clients, I don't know how I was going to deal, you know. And those are the type of things that you're going to come across, and you just need to deal with it the best that you can. And I think I did. I was just happy that I could refund them something, and like, we still have a good relationship. And yeah, that's the story of my first wedding. And I hope like one day when I go back to this video, like, oh wow, I actually needed to go through that to get to the events that I'm at now. So really not taking it, I mean, I keep saying failure, but truly setbacks are a reminder that, you know, it wasn't your time. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm trying to be deep, but yeah, like setbacks sometimes are good, and only now that I'm talking about it today, I obviously have gotten to a point where I now want to own my own stuff. So it definitely brought that out of me, that like to own more of my stuff and like stop relying on vendors. But also, guys, you can't own everything. Also, I don't want to own everything. Some things are just not within my brand, you know. I don't want to keep things that I will never use because the one client wanted that. I'd rather hire those stuff. But what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is setbacks are comebacks. Let me just end this by saying that thank you for watching this vlog. This is actually the most uncomfortable vlog that I've ever had to do, because no one actually okay, people share their failures online now, but not so much in business. And I think that's actually why I decided to actually force myself to do this video, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that not even in like decor industry, just in any industry, that feel like it's the end of the world when this one client or one event or one order, whatever like your business is, doesn't go well. Doesn't mean anything really. It's just a bad event, and those things happen, and you grow from those things, or make sure you grow from those things. It's important for you to get to bad stuff sometimes, you know. Things aren't always going to be rosy. You're not always going to have perfect service delivery, but I really recommend that you document these things so that you can go back to them. You don't even need to share it with anyone. I decided to share it. But yeah, just like document the good and the bad, so you can always go back to it and reflect on your growth or how well you handle things. Then just a reminder that like you are a work in progress, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it there. I'm a work in progress, and thank you so much for watching this vlog. It was quite a very vulnerable one, and I don't think I was vulnerable enough, but it was enough for me to share that like we also fail here, and we dust ourselves and pick ourselves up. And thank you for watching. Bye.